Hello there guys and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines offline mode with me, Siege. So for today, we are going to finally expand on the other half of the city and build Puerto de Nara's football stadium as well as a unique pedestrian underpass for the city. Recapping back, last episode was the end of an era for our series as we cap off the old January still recordings, and we also included a city tour in that one. So if you haven't checked that out yet, well, why not watch it, right? But anyways, I thank you all for the support to the series, and we'll just keep on going with this upload. So, welcome to the new season, I guess. And yeah, let's enjoy ourselves by going back to what's happening in this clip. So, at first, to be honest with you, I wasn't quite sure of where to place the stadium. For example, the open area right in front of it was another good candidate, but I decided to instead put it beside the stones that have been present in the place even before, so I could make its adjacent area a park and overall create a large leisure complex within the city. One of the challenges for me, and probably a turn off even, is that I couldn't have decals or assets for a parking slot, and I'm thinking of using the asset manager recently to bypass this. And of course, we want to put in those details, and it's quite unfortunate that we can't. Anyhow, I want to focus more on the open areas in this district, which I did spend quite a lot of time detailing. Now, it took a lot longer, not only because I placed a lot of these assets, but also, to be honest, due to confusion, as it's been months since I've last touched the save file to put in those details. So yeah, I had to remember again where they were placed, since I do kinda get confused at times. And wait, now that I think about it, I might actually try building up something to represent the parking area. But okay, let's move forward for now. So I want for this area to be a place worth visiting even without the stadium operating. After all, it is definitely a great extra place to visit and relax, especially with some good food at the stalls. And actually, that's pretty much this district. I know that this may sound underwhelming, but actually, it really feels vibrant with the parks and mixes up well with what we have, and that's pretty much all we really need here. Moving forward though, let's talk about the expansion plan. So I am planning to devote a lot of episodes focusing on this particular side of the city. Probably 2 or 3 episodes, expanding this bit by bit as we reach into the 30,000 population mark. Now, why is that important? Well, the 30k mark will have us hit the capital city milestone, and that will give us the 6th area expansion, which I plan to use in the expanding suburbs up top, so that we can start completing that area near the first housing district and the agroforestry district. Then again, I think this will probably take a lot of episodes, to be honest, by the bare months, because I don't get to edit the videos at a really fast pace. I'm not really trying to hurry myself, and I also want to keep enjoying these, and one way for me to do that is to just upload bit by bit. And I hope that you've been appreciating this. I certainly love doing Cities Skylines videos, plus playing the game and seeing those plans actually materialize without the rush to do so. Going back into the build, you can see that there's really a lot of benches and stalls around the stadium, and despite the fact that this structure is not operating every day, these places are still going to be useful and well visited once we start creating our residential districts near the space. And that's pretty much it for our stadium district, and let's see each other at the recap. Here's our stadium district mostly completed, and adding to this is the underground parking area represented by these tunnels that you see. I really think that this district has developed into a great public space within the city, and we'll just keep adding the necessary utilities as we progress into the series. Alright, and so we're finally at the pedestrian underpass section of the video, which I am really excited to share on how I came up with this. Because the initial plan was actually to construct an overpass, but I felt that it wouldn't really look good in the area, and so I had to resort to something that I really did not consider at first before, because I thought that it might look lazy and out of place until I remembered this underpass in Manila called Lagos Nilad. And so from that, I set out to the plan of building the underpass and taking our time on making its adjacent area look good. And that's what brings us here to this clip. Anyway, if you notice, we removed the remnants of the old park that we featured back in the old episode. I think that's probably episode 5, and the purpose of this was to provide some relaxation in the middle of the city rush, a place where passengers can grab some food first, and I didn't want to remove that aspect as I built this area out. It is still a park. People can still create time on it, relax, and as you can see in this clip, we still have those benches, tables, and food stalls, though now there is already a main feature, and that is the underpass. And I can say that it doesn't look as bland and as lazy as I first expected it to be. And as I had the city and time progressed, I noticed the improvement when it comes to inter-district movement. These districts felt much more connected than without this underpass, because as you can see in the map, a lot of people would have to walk around this long passage before reaching that area. And for me, that isn't really conducive to the movement and walkability that I aim to simulate in the city. But with this concept is much more of a success, and imagine the business here benefiting from an immediate access of bus, tram, rail, and in the future, the metro station. After all, it is no coincidence that we place both of these underpasses in proximity to areas of public transport. It is great for a city to have a seemingly seamless connection and options for movement all throughout, especially in the districts with a lot of businesses and office spaces. Looking at the design though, as I said, I really wanted for this area to not look as stale as possible. So as you saw, we placed not only trees, but also some of the flower beds, which I barely used in other parks. But in this case, for me, it looked great all around the underpass. And yeah, that's about it for our underpasses. And I'm going to see you at the coming recap. Once that we opened the pedestrian access, we saw a really big influx in movement, especially after matches in the stadium, which is really nice to see. Not only that, but there's really a lot of persons that are using this to access the two commercial and transport areas in the city. So yeah, it's pretty much a success, and we've been able to do the benefits that we've been targeting. But yeah, that's it for this episode. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe for more upcoming content.